I hoped that by investigating the Ascendant Order, we'd uncover a clue as to how to find the missing Alliance leaders. Now we have it on good authority that they may be on Amenos. From the cookpot to the campfire, as my great-aunt Ailes used to say.
The cookpot to the campfire?
It's just a saying, dear. As you're still on retainer, I'd like you to spearhead our rescue efforts. Jakan will go with you to the island, then you'll split up to search for the royals. It's risky, but there's a lot of ground to cover.
How will we get to the island?
Aboard a prison ship. They sail for Amenos regularly from the Dufort docks. We'll be contracting the services of a Captain Basrush. She's a dear friend. Jakan and I will meet you there after I finish briefing Captain Colleen and the others.
Alright, I'll meet you at the Dufort docks.
While you head to the Dufort docks, I'll discuss our plan with the Alliance captains. We'll need them for this to succeed. Captain Basrush will get you to the island safely. I know for a fact she can't refuse a purse full of gold.
How do Jakan and I get off the island once we find the Alliance leaders?
Captains Colleen, Suzo, and Zaji have been procuring ships just for that purpose. The waters around Amenos are treacherous, but I have faith in their skills. I wish I could send more agents to help you, but I prefer to keep a low profile.
A low profile? Why is that?
For the same reason you're traveling by prison ship, so as not to alarm House Menard. We still don't know the extent of their involvement, or if they're making their own play against Emmerich and the others. Anything else, dear, or can we get moving?
Just a few more questions, if I may. Tell me more about Captain Basrush and her ship.
Oh, Basrush is delightful. You'll get along with her smashingly. We met when she was a smuggler operating along the Sentinel coast. Now she runs under a charter from House Menard, ferrying prisoners and supplies to Amenos Station.
And has Amenos always been a prison?
Goodness, no. It served as a haven for pirates and smugglers once, before the Empire decided it was a perfect place to dump its undesirables. Political prisoners, prisoners of war, rival nobles. Emmerich continues the practice to the current day.
And what else should I know about Amenos?
The entire archipelago sits atop the bones of an ancient volcano. Sheer cliffs, jagged reefs, and dangerous currents make Amenos a perfect site for a prison. The only safe landing on the isle is the dock at Amenos Station.
So Amenos Station is a town?
I suppose you can call it that. It serves the nearby prison stockade, though the worst offenders are banished to the jungle. The Empire used to send prisoners to Amenos, and it still is a dumping ground for people the authorities want to disappear.
The prisoners have free run of the jungle?
They do something to the prisoners. They call it processing. Once that occurs, they can only survive in the Amenos jungle. They go anywhere else, they die. At least that's what they tell them. So yes, the jungle belongs to the prison gangs.
And can you tell me more about this processing?
It's a closely guarded secret, I'm afraid. When prisoners are selected for banishment, they undergo some sort of magical or alchemical treatment. After that, they can only survive in the jungle. Is it true? Does it matter? The prisoners believe it.
And how does House Menard fit into this?
House Menard runs the prison stockade for the Daggerfall Crown. They profit off the prisoner exchanges, the mines in the jungle, other prisoner labor. And they maintain Amenos Station, the only true civilization on the entire island.
Okay, I don't think I need you to remind me what we're doing here, so thank you very much.
Wait, what? The prison island? Shouldn't I get a say in this?
Oh, I know you can't stand to be left out of the action. Think of the stories you can tell of your daring escape.
Well, that's true. I guess I'm easy to read.
Like a book, dear.
Okay, so we are starting an escape from Amenos. As you can see, we have got to get to Amenos in the first place, so it looks like I should probably end up having to meet you there once I can remember how to get out of this place.
Lady Arabelle is waiting for you upstairs.
Okay, so I've got to go over to here. Then I guess we're going over to Amenos, which is no doubt this island here. So I shall see you in a little while. Well, it won't be a little while for you. A little while for me though. So Captain Bazrush should just be around here somewhere.
Sorry, Lady Arabelle, I couldn't find any of the volumes on your list at my last port.
No time for books today, my darling. My friend has a favor to ask, so play nicely.
Good health to you, Wayfarer. I'm the captain of the Shackled Guar. Now tell me, what grand adventure has Lady Arabelle drafted you into, and what does it have to do with me? Talk fast, Mainlander. I sail for Amenos on the tide.
Lady Arabelle wants us to go with you. We need to get to Amenos without being noticed.
Oh? And I suppose she's offering her usual pouch of gold and the promise of an evening's company at her manor? She does know the way to this sailor's heart.
So you'll get us to Amenos.
If that's your port of call, who am I to argue? Just know the dangers before you step aboard my ship. If they process you in the stockade, you'll never leave Amenos alive. If you head into the jungle, beware the beasts and the gangs of banished.
Gangs are banished.
The gangs of prisoners who band together to survive in the jungle. They're all bad, but the green serpents are the worst. Here, for you and the pretty boy. Disguises. Put them on and try to look appropriately forlorn as you go aboard my ship.
Why do we need disguises?
You need disguises because you want to travel aboard a prison ship. And because you want to avoid notice when we reach Amenos. So, disguises. You'll look like just two more poor bastards bound for the prison island, guaranteed.
And how do you know Lady Arabelle?
You know the lady. She picks up strays wherever she goes. Helps with her work, and she enjoys the company. The first time we met, she was supposed to arrest me for smuggling. Instead, she turned me into an operative, and we broke a much larger ring.
Sounds dangerous. How did she convince you to do that?
Oh, the lady has her ways. And I could never say no to a pouch full of gold and a pretty face. Say, your face is pretty. Maybe if you survive and make it off Amenos, you can call on me. Just ask around the docks. Everyone knows old Bazrush.
I might just do that.
The Shackled Guar is just down the pier. Move, you dirty prisoners.
You get them there, you old sea dog, and I'll get them out.
I'll do my job, Arabelle. And remember, I like pomegranate wine with my salted mutton.
Well, that's a nice outfit, isn't it? Let's go get on the ship and get on with it. The Shackled Guar to Amenos.
All the prisoners are aboard, Captain.
Inside, prisoner. Move!
Strange, I come out of my disguise then. So I've got to fight the jailers. I'm guessing I probably will end up having to. Explore Amenos Station.
Over here. Like my new outfit? What better way to search Amenos Station than disguised as a jailer, huh? I'll see what I can learn about our missing royals here in the stockade and around town. You head to the jungle. From what I already heard, you need to hurry.
What did you hear, Jakan?
Before I engaged in 2 of my 3 favorite activities, eavesdropping and thievery, I heard the jailers talking about a bounty placed by the Green Serpent's prison gang. They're offering a reward for 3 nobles that washed ashore in the jungle.
You think that's related to the 3 alliance leaders?
What else could it be? Do you know of any other noble-born people who were lost at sea in the area? So head north and go through the big gate. That's your way into the jungle. Meanwhile, I'll see whether or not House Mornard is involved in all this.
And once I find the alliance leaders, how do I get off the island?
First, find the leaders. If you can't do that, find the serpents. One of them is bound to know something. I hear they have a camp northeast of the jungle gate. And take this flare. The 3 captains are circling the island waiting for your signal.
Any other words of advice before I head out?
Try not to let anything in the scary jungle kill you. Just head north, go through the gate, and head north some more. I hear there's a green serpent camp out that way. Hey, you got this! I mean, you probably got this. If anyone's got this, it's you.
Any useful words of advice?
Ooh, that's hurtful. And here I thought we were friends. But let me think. Oh, there's a coin fort on the far side of the island. Steer clear of that unless you run out of other options. It's controlled by the serpents, and they're stone-cold killers.
Do you think the green serpents are connected to the Ascendant Order?
I haven't seen any signs of the Order here on Amenos. Yet. But there must be a connection, right? How else would the serpents know about the Alliance leaders if the Ascendant Order didn't tip them off?
I'll head into the jungle and start looking.
And I'll start digging around out here. Oh, and if you were wondering, I'll hop a ship back to High Isle when I'm finished. Easy enough out here in Amenos Station, as long as you don't look like one of the prisoners.
Yeah, cheers, pal. Good luck, Jakan.
After you secure the royals, find a clear beach and fire that flare.
Hellgrowl above.
You think the serpents were telling the truth? Freedom?
Keep your guard
Find
up
the
until
lost
you've got your
nobles?
footing.
You know the Kaishiti's saying. If it sounds too good, it probably is.
Right. Now I don't have my disguise anymore.
I
Oh, well.
don't care what you say. I'm heading into the jungle.
Don't be stupid, Rasa. You're safer here in the stockade.
I am a good hunter. Freedom or death?
Hellgrowl.
Look at here. New meat.
What were you and that car jeep talking about?
You've got big ears, new meat. But if you must know, word around this stockade is that the green serpents are offering a way off this rock. Something about friends in high places. You just need to find a trio of nobles supposedly wandering the jungle.
You sound like you don't believe it.
What gave it away? The fact that no one gets off this rock? Or that the serpents have friends in high places? Or maybe how ridiculous it is to imagine nobles lost in the jungle. I'll tell you what I told Rasa. Going into the jungle is crazy.
Sounds fair enough. Anything else? Doesn't look like it. Well, let's go into the jungle then. I am going to ignore the other quests for now. Just carry on with the main quest line.
Follow the rules, and you won't lose your status as a trustee.
Rules? Following the rules got me tossed in the stockade in the first place. But I hear you.
Through this gate lies the jungle of Amenos. Your home for the rest of your miserable lives.
Please, I'm innocent, I tell you. Don't send me into the jungle.
Too late for that. You've all been processed. If we don't banish you into the jungle, you'll die.
Right. Certain death out here. At least a slight chance to survive in the jungle. That's the fate of the banished.
Okay, well, let's find the camp northeast of the gate.
This one knows she can never leave the jungle. But sometimes slipping through that gate is so tempting.
Oh, there's a nice poisonous plant. Great. It looks like May just found the camp. Take out the sentry.
Never used to fight this much until I met you.
And investigate.
Again, Lasham. It's not my fault. The dangerous, powerful. I'm dangerous too. Red. Mosey. Hush. Kill. No. No. No.
Oh, I missed that.
Guard on the captured royal and find the others. I promise those we the Ascendant Magus, and I won't
Okay, so let's examine the map of Amenos. Ooh, X marks the spot, or the arrow marks the spot. Guessing that's where I'm going then. Dusham's report. Boss, we're pretty sure the nobles made it ashore and are wandering the jungle, but I'll be damned if we can find them. Keep sending blades down to the water and we keep losing them. Someone or something is picking them up in the jungle. One old sea dog managed to make it to the northeast shore, and I swear, boss, this is what he said. Some kind of big cat monster was ripping into some of our guards in the surf. He beat a hasty retreat. I'm headed inland to gather more recruits and get them armed. Then we'll go back to searching along the northeast shore. Just wanted to let you know. Lashum. Okay, some big cat thing.
I really don't like your odds.
Oh, notice board. Green Serpent Bounty. Reward for anyone who brings the 3 nobles lost in the jungle to me, alive. Descendant Order has promised pardons and a way off this miserable island, even for the banished. And don't even think to try to approach the Order directly. They only deal with me. If you let these nobles slip through our fingers, there will not be anywhere in this jungle safe from the teeth of my beasts. Find the lost nobles and earn your freedom. Peace G. Okay, gotta get to Northeast Shore. Oh, wrong button. So we are probably about just under halfway, and we've got to make it to there. Well, we're at the northeast shore, and I can spy a ship. Looks like it's run aground over there. Ooh, Casca.
Another fight? Well, if you... Oh. Careful, Walker. All that swimming and fighting has made me hungry. And you look pretty tasty, I must say.
I'm not here to fight you. You're Casca, right? Zarji has been very worried about you.
You know Zaji? And he's alive? That's good to hear. Now I can kill him for getting us wrecked as soon as I see him. When the storm hit, it was all I could do to hang on to some wreckage and make it to this beach. We're on Amenos, right?
Yes, this is the prison island. I came to find you and the 3 alliance leaders.
The Alliance leaders, right. I keep meaning to try to find Queen Irene, but every time I get started, more of those prison mongrels rush out of the jungle and attack me. I love a good fight as much as the next sailor, but I'm exhausted.
We could search for the Queen and the others together.
Sure, 2 noses are better than 1. If we can pick up Queen Irene's scent, I can track her. That's sort of my specialty. The nose knows, as the kittens say. Stay close and follow me.
Right behind you, Casca.
Let's look around. If I catch a familiar scent, I can follow it.
How did you and Zarji get picked to transport Queen Irene to the peace conference?
Peace conference! Is that what this is all about? Zaji received orders from the crown. I guess we were conscripted. Once I learned that our passenger was Queen Irene, I was dumbfounded that she chose the perfect pounds. Proud, but dumbfounded.
Fair enough. Okay, I need to follow Casca. There we go. Ooh, it's a crude shelter.
Let me take a sniff. Someone used this shelter recently. Their scent is fresh. Familiar. This way.
And an old campfire.
Give me a moment. The remains of a fire. There are tracks here. This way.
And what have we got here then? Disturbed sand. Well, I think he just looks upset.
What have we got here? There was a fight here. What's that? On the ground.
It's an invitation medallion.
That medallion has the Queen's scent all over it. There! I have her trail. Follow me.
Ooh, what we got over here
The
then?
Queen is in danger.
Not anymore, because I'm here.
This jungle is dangerous, Casca. You and your friend shouldn't be wandering about.
What's wrong with this one? Why is it not dead? Queen Irene, pleasure to meet you.
Fair day and Oriel's blessing to you. I am Irene Arana Aldmeri, Queen of the Aldmeri Dominion. You have my apologies, friend of Casca. I'm a stink worse than a 3-day dead Gua right now.
Lady Arabelle sent me to find you and the other Alliance leaders.
Ah, Lady Arabelle. I knew she wouldn't leave us to rot in this jungle. But she only sent you. Not an army or a chivalry of knights. No matter. I welcome the company. Trouncing these green serpent bastards is amusing, but I'm starting to grow weary.
I can signal a rescue ship as soon as we find High King Emmerich and Prince Ernskar.
Ah, yes. We were together for a time, but we argued and he rushed off in a huff. I believe I know where to find him after we make some preparations for our rescue. You can signal a ship, but I can help calm the storm that hugs the coast.
How can you do that?
Never heard about my time with the Sea Elf pirates? They taught me some weather magic. Could you get what I need for the ritual? A claw from a volcanic beast, a feather, and the bones of a drowned sailor. Sadly, these beaches are thick with those.
Well, that's a bit random, isn't it? Okay, I'll find the items you need for your weather ritual.
Gather the claw, a feather, and the bones, and I'll make sure the rescue ship can reach the shore safely. While you're gone, I want to take a look at Casca's wounds. She won't admit it, but I can see that she's hurt pretty badly.
Few more questions, my lady. You're really the leader of the Aldmeri Dominion?
I am. I founded our alliance right after I accepted my dead father's crown. Anything else you want to know? We are still lost in a hostile jungle, in case you haven't noticed.
Don't worry about that. Why found the Dominion?
The old ways are gone. The High Elves, the Khajiit, and the Wood Elves have the strength of will and character to unify Tamriel. I know we may not see eye to eye, but the war has only served to forge my resolve. I believe it with all my heart.
And how did you gain that crown?
When my father died, I took up his throne. It was a difficult transition. But I believe my experience has prepared me, honed me to be the ruler the Dominion needs. The ruler Tamriel needs, if I may be so bold.
And what did you do before you became queen?
What have you heard? I adventured for a time, but the tales of my exploits have been greatly exaggerated. Except the story about the bear. Or the kite. Or the trolls. I miss adventuring. That's where I met Casca, in Elsewhere, during my travels.
And can you tell me what happened before your ship was wrecked?
It was a well-planned and dastardly attack. I could sense the magical nature of the summoned storm, and none of my own arcane protections functioned. They blocked them somehow. If the storm hadn't raged out of control, I'd be dead now.
You know they lost control of their storm ritual?
Of course. I'm not an archmage, but I know my way around a spell or two. They must have had agents aboard as well, because I sensed a pulse of magicka before the storm hit. Whatever it was, the bastards rendered every enchanted item we had useless.
Do you plan to go forward with the peace talks?
Absolutely. Tamriel is changing and her leaders must adapt. The situation in Cyrodiil right now, I can't see a way forward. Perhaps these talks represent a solution. I'm always in favor of people sitting down to have an earnest conversation.
Thank you very much.
Casca, you've been injured.
Let's go
Let me
and
tend to your wound.
find these ritual items. Right, the first one. Bulkish core, looks like it's right by it. Wow. An active lava font.
Let's ride!
Harpy feather. Yep, and there's some harpies. And some sailor's bones. Okay, back to Queen Irene then. Also get the law book.
Casca will be alright. And you have the items? Well done. While portals to and from Amenos are prohibited, I can teleport within the confines of the island. It just takes more effort. Interesting. Thank you for procuring these items. With them, I can clear the storm when we're ready to depart.
We still need to find High King Emmerich and Prince Ernstgar.
Oh, very well, if you insist. You may not believe this, but Emmerich and I do not always see eye to eye. He's as stubborn as his throne is uncomfortable. Why the Bretons insist their king must suffer every time he sits down, I'll never understand.
Where were you when High King Emmerich took off on his own?
Here, I'll mark your map. It was just north of here. I wonder how exciting.
Wow, thank you so much, Cornwall. Right, let's carry on with that conversation.
While portals to and from Amenos are Oh, very. Here, I'll mark your map. It was just north of here. I wonder how excited you'll be when the eagle and the lion are back together again. We tend to argue. A lot. I'll catch up after I prepare the items you brought me for the ritual.
Be careful, Queen Irene. The green serpents are still hunting for you.
Have no fear, I'll be along shortly. I just need to... Never mind, it's complicated. Magica. Don't worry, I've got this. Go find Emmerich.
I don't think I need to ask what happened before the shipwrecked.
I'll be fine, I just need a moment. Sea elf magics are always so particular.
Because somewhere around here should be High King Emmerich. I wonder if I'm going to end up finding him in the delve. Don't tell me Queen Irene's just going to pop up again.
This is the spot, but no Emmerich. That man is infuriating. This complicates the situation. Let's talk. Emmerich isn't here, but he left behind a number of green serpents. For a man of his advanced years, he can still swing a powerful sword.
Any ideas on how we can find High King Emmerich now?
Emmerich is nothing if not reliable. Look at the way the dead serpents are laid out. Isn't it obvious? He left a trail to follow. It leads directly into the cave just up the path. Go ahead and look for him.
Aren't you coming?
I'll be along shortly. The poultices should have done their job by now, so I want to go back and retrieve Casca. We will want her strength at our side before this is over, and she needs to be nearby when you signal for the rescue ship.
Alright, I'll go look for High King Emmerich in the cave over there.
Don't worry about me. If I could survive the politics of Somerset, I can handle an inhospitable island. I'll retrieve Casca and we'll meet up with you in a bit.
Thought we'd end up doing the delve.
I hope we find more than trouble here.
You there! I'm begging you. There was a shipwreck. The others need help. Our ship was attacked by coral, I think. It just grew out of the waves, and I don't know what happened to the other sentry, Veslin, or the sea elf prisoners we were transporting. I woke up alone on the beach.
What do you need me to do?
The sailors and other jailers call that place the Coral Cliffs. I won't survive the trip inside, but you're an adventurer. You're my only hope of getting the survivors out. Another House Menard ship expects us. Our prisoner exchange is overdue.
How do you know Veslin is with the prisoners?
I counted the footprints. Enough for each of the prisoners and Veslin. She's with them, mark my words. I just hope they're all right. Get Veslin and those ne'er-do-wells out of the Coral Cliffs. House Mornard will see that you're compensated.
Fair enough. I'll bring Veslin and the prisoners out of the Coral Cliff.
The Coral Cliffs aren't an area anyone wants to be lost in. Strange noises thereabouts. Makes me shudder. You find my fellow sentry and those prisoners of ours. Get them out of there safely. I need to rest my hurts before we move on from here.
Where were you taking the prisoners?
North. House Mornard has a larger ship waiting for them. We were tasked with taking the prisoners to the ship from Amenos station. Their captain gave Gold and her word that she wouldn't attack Mornard's ship in return for her crew's safe return.
Tell me about the shipwreck. You said you were attacked by coral?
It sprouted from the waves like some curse from nature. Dozens of faces lost beneath the waves, prisoner and sentry alike. The lieutenant said the sea elves might act up, captain's bargain or no, but I have never seen one of them magic coral.
Is transporting sea elves particularly dangerous?
This lot seemed congenial enough for pirates. Their captain paid well for their safe return, but taking a sea elf away from land? No, I can't believe they did this. Powerful sea elves make weather trouble. Not what we got. Not the coral.
The prisoner's captain paid for their release.
Piracy may be the work of scum, but it pays well. This lot was lucky to be caught. Most pirates go down with their ship. I suppose House du Fort felt charitable when their patrol ship captured this bunch.
How many prisoners were you transporting?
Our ship held 15 and 10 sentries to keep watch over them. I only saw 6 prisoners and Veslin flee the ship before it was too late. I was the last to make it off before it went under.
Did any of the prisoners stick out or act suspiciously?
No, not as such. Though there's one who's friendly with all the others. Kairisnia. She got along with everyone and even thanked me a few times for their upkeep. Didn't think anything of the chatter before.
Who is House Mornard?
One of the Breton noble houses. They govern Amenos Station and the prison stockade. The whole island is technically under their jurisdiction, but no one cares about the jungle. Well, except for the mines.
There's a prison stockade on Amenos?
Technically, other than the town, the entire island is a prison. They do something to the worst of the prisoners. Call it processing. Once done, they set them loose in the jungle and let them fend for themselves. If they leave the jungle, they die.
And what's your job for House Mornard?
I'm a sentry on a prison transport. I like to work all right. Sure, some prisoners give you trouble, but they quiet down after a few hits. Nothing bad ever happened prior to the shipwreck. There's something sinister here. I know it.
Okay, well, thanks for the chat. Would have preferred to go and kill some stuff, though. There you go, Coral Cliffs. Okay, so a quick look at the map. Search for Coral Cliffs here. Obviously, we're going to some sort of cave here, and there's a boss over here. I'm not sure where the sky shard is. Wow,
Stay
what
back.
is that?
You're not one of those slimy druids. Who are you? I've got to get out of here. Why didn't I just drown in that shipwreck? They turned them into coral. Sunagil. Those Eldertide bastards turned him into this glow. Then they fed the glow to the coral.
Eldertide bastards.
They said that the archipelago belongs to nature. That they were carving a balance between the natural world and greedy mortals. They brought us through the caves and up to the platforms above. Then they shoved us into cages.
Did the druids use their magic on Veslin too?
Veslin? She was whole when I escaped. I offered to help her, but she wouldn't leave the others and I had to run. I had to. I can't do anything. Not against the Eldertide druids' power. But you can destroy their coral.
Why would I destroy the coral?
The Eldertide sacrificed my shipmates to it. Those druids need to suffer. The coral's inside the caves, just down that hill. Make them pay. I'll give up piracy if you do as I ask. Smash the coral! Free the others, please!
There you go, I have more questions about what's going on here.
Right now? But... all right. If knowing more about them will help you save the others, I guess I can stay in this place for a bit longer.
Who are the Elder-type druids?
They're the ones who should be locked up in the Amenos stockade. They're not even supposed to be here. They corrupt nature. Even their magic does horrible things. It hurts, too. The way Sunigil screamed.
And do you know why they chose coral?
Does there have to be a reason? Elder-type druids can corrupt other sea creatures, too. Urchins, sea stars, fish, crabs, that sort of thing. But the coral they corrupted here... it looks like the coral that wrecked the ship. They planned this.
So how can I find the corrupted coral?
They changed the coral into something unnatural. It stinks of druid magic and... blood. It'll look different too, if there's light enough to see. I'm not going to let them turn me into that.
Do you remember where the coral is?
I passed by one a little while back. It should be down that way. The other corals are probably inside the caves. We could still hear our shipmates' screams from the cages we were locked in.
Okay, fair enough, thank you. I can't get in this hut.
Anyone still alive will be in the cages above. Destroy the coral. Make those druids pay.
Okay, I guess we better go and destroy some coral. Nice. If there's anything else in here? Oh, there's a sky shard. It looks like it has its own protections in. Colossal coral crown on the screen.
Would it kill them to run away? Well, no, I guess it wouldn't. Maybe they should try that.
Okay, so go out that way. That was where I come in, so I'm going to go out this way. Okay, so I've got 3 Veslin, search the coral cliffs. I'm not sure what that lot is about. But we're going to go around this way and 3 Veslin, search the coral cliffs.
Stop the Elder Tide.
Do you reckon? Yeah, we've got the boss of the delve. Ooh, what's she done? Well, I did not expect that. Okay, she wasn't too difficult, but I did not expect it to change like that.
More of you vile serpents to fight. Good. I'm just getting started.
Over here, quickly. I don't know when they'll be back.
Let's get this one out first, and then we'll do the main storyline. First mate, Veslin.
Thank the eight you're not one of those druids. Hurry, get us out of here. The druids, they're using us to feed their coral. Screams. I don't want any more of us to suffer that pain. Please, please get this door open.
Sergeant Brusick sent me to find you and the prisoners.
Sergeant Brusick survived the wreck. The Sea Elves said he was as good as dead. They regretted leaving him there as soon as those druids locked us all up. The sergeant and I take care of our prisoners.
I ran into one of the sea elves. She said the druids fed the other prisoners to the coral.
That would be Kyrisia. She offered to pick the lock on this cage, but I couldn't leave these two. Seeing the druids when they killed Suni Gil and the others, it broke their spirits. Kyrisia's many things, but she's not a liar.
You saw what they did and you chose to stay.
It's my job to guard the prisoners. I failed so many of them already. I'll not fail these two. If you open the door, I'm sure I'll be able to rally their spirits and get them out of here.
Maybe you should have done that before when you got offered to have the lock picked. Okay, I'll unlock the cage.
Either pick yourselves off the ground or let me carry you. We're getting out of here. Sergeant Brusick's waiting.
Okay, so that's them on their merry little way. Let's head over here.
You don't appear to be one of these green serpent ruffians. Shame. I was hoping to notch an even 20. Since you're the first person I've encountered in this damn jungle who isn't trying to kill me, let's assume we're going to be friends. I'm High King Emmerich. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Lady Arabelle sent me to find you and the other Alliance leaders.
Lady Arabelle, you say? How is the dear woman? She and I have shared quite a few close calls over the years. But she only sent you? I assumed I merited at least a dozen knights or so. Ah well, I assume you have a way to get us off this damn island.
I can signal a rescue ship as soon as we find Prince Ernskar, and Queen Irene can clear the storm.
Ah, you've seen Irene. And she's still alive? Good. Do you know, I was looking for young Ernskar when these serpents rushed out and tried to toss me in that cage. I showed them. But I think they may have captured our wayward Nord prince.
I did overhear some green serpents mention they had captured one of you.
I half expected to find our young Nord prince sitting atop a pile of dead serpents, but no such luck. Let's take a look around and see if we can find anything that points to where the serpents might be holding Uran's pup.
Alright, I'll look around.
Come to think of it, I also heard these serpents mention a captured noble. I suppose that's what whoever's behind this told them. No reason to reveal we're royals. Instantly raises the bounty. I really wish I'd taken one of them prisoner, though.
What does a High King do exactly?
What does a High King do? Everything and nothing, or so it seems some days. I lead the Daggerfall Covenant, I rule over High Rock, and I attend meetings. So many meetings. Any other questions before more of these serpents show up?
Oh, I've got loads of questions for you. How did you gain your crown?
Over my strenuous objections, honestly. I was Earl of Cumberland. Before King Gardner died, he dropped dead of the Nahartan flu, and suddenly I was crowned King of Wayrest. Haven't had a decent night's sleep since.
Why did the pack send Prince Ernskar instead of his father?
That's a good question. Yoren the Scald King was invited, of course, but the official response we got out of Mournhold was short and sweet. His son would negotiate on the Pact's behalf.
Do you think that's going to be a problem?
Not for me. I have heard that Ernskar is something of a royal pain in the arse. But aren't we all, to some extent? Perhaps Yoren is using this as a training exercise. If Ernskar doesn't make matters worse, maybe he'll learn something.
Sounds good. Okay, let's go and look around.
Look around.
Ooh.
Ernskar was here before they moved him. I'm
a
sure
letter
of it.
from G. Claiming the Skald King's axe. Good for you. I'm sure it will make an excellent trophy. Also tells me that these nobles are more important than the Ascendant Magus let on. But why don't we have the other two nobles in our hands yet? Get out there and find the others. The Magus doesn't accept excuses. They want these three nobles, whoever they turn out to be, and so do I. I want the reward the Magus promised, away off this rock and freedom. Tell those idiots to get to work, or I'll feed each and every one of them to you, my beautiful pets. And make sure the one we do have is secured in the coin fort. Just be careful, he fights like a giant. G.
Fights like a giant. That sounds like Ernskar. And he's at the coin fort. Well done.
That letter's right under your nose, buddy. You could have read that yourself. Sungir, axe of the Skald King.
The Skald King's axe. Ernskar held that like Queen Maria grips a sweet roll. He wouldn't give it up willingly. Let's find Queen Irene, shall we? All that dead lout had was this bottle of wine.
You're having that. Okay, so it appears I've missed one of the corals in
Is
the
there no joy on this damned island?
in this cave, so I'm going to run back and do that quick before we get out of here. Okay, that's the last one destroyed. Fine, I completely missed that when I run through there. Let's get out of here then. Right, I'm going to wrap up the Delve quest first quickly, and then we'll get back on with the main storyline.
Ha! Hero! If you had any interest in the sea, I would take you on in a heartbeat. Veslin told me what happened. Is it true that a few of those druids were enough to cause our shipwreck? All those lives lost at sea. How much harm can they do? How many more ambushes do they have planned? Makes a person reconsider their work.
Veslin and the surviving pirates are safe.
Oh, it does my aches good to hear that. We'll let House Mornard know what happened here. Spare others some pain. Veslin says you convinced at least one of them to give up piracy. You hauled more than was asked of you. Take this, with my thanks.
Coral Smasher, a nice two-handed barbaric mace. Nice. And 204 gold.
House Mornard will hear about what happened here. The good and bad both. Druids turning the living into coral fodder. A fight between mortal life and nature? There's something strange happening here. But it's beyond my comprehension.
How will you get your prisoners out of here without a ship?
While you were helping my prisoners, I got my bearings out here. We're not that far from Broke Rock Mine. I've made the run there a time or two in the past. We can make it there and get the assistance we need to make it back to Amenos Station.
Will you be alright?
Like I said, it's not too far. I've recovered my strength, Veslin is none the worse for wear, and my prisoners will help us defend ourselves. Don't worry about us. We'll be fine.
What will House Mornard do with you and Veslin?
What happened here was out of our control. We'll make a report and get another ship to take the prisoners where they need to go. Mornard will see to the druids here. It might take some time, but the danger they pose won't be ignored.
How will the Seals Captain react to only getting 3 sailors back?
She'll be angry. Of that you can be certain. But the prisoners will tell her what happened. I suspect Kyrysnia will lead that charge.
What will House Mornard do about the Elder Tide druids?
Not sure. Usually, if we avoid them, the Elder Tide druids leave us alone. This was out of the ordinary. House Mornard will need to do something, but I don't know what. I'm just a sergeant, but I'll do what I can to put a stop to this.
Cool. Let's crack on with the main quest now then, shall we? Stay away from these plants.
Good to see you still
Yep.
well, Emmerich.
And you, Irene. Nice, cat. I say, friend, let's chat. I washed up alone, and now I'm surrounded by allies. At least, allies for the nonce. It's funny how fate can change in a moment, eh? Let's talk about the things we found in the cave.
So we've done what does the High King do, we've done why did the pack send the prince, so we found a note from the Green Serpent leader.
Right. Mentions taking their captive noble to the coin fort. That has to be Prince Ernskar. Amenos used to be a stronghold for High Rock slave traders, but that was many years ago. There's a crumbling old ruin just west of here.
There were Breton slave traders.
A long time ago, yes. Not something the Covenant sanctions today, but you're missing the pertinent point. The Green Serpent gang is using the old coin fort as a hideout, and they're holding Prince Ernskar there.
We also found the Skald King's axe.
We did indeed. There are songs sung about that weapon. Literally, Yoren performed one of them the last time we shared company. We must return it to the prince when we find him. Anyway, our course seems clear. We make for the coin fort to the west.
Right, I'll meet you at the coin fort.
Don't worry about me. I'll meet you at the coin fort. It's just west of here, if I remember my maps. I'll just spend the walk thinking about the choices I've made. A little retrospective.
I'll meet you there then.
To the coin fort. Shall we journey there together, Irene?
Casca will run ahead and clear the path. I'll make my own way there. I'll see you at the fort. Do try to keep pace with Casca, Emmerich. She'll keep you safe.
And she's gone. Again. Don't worry about me. I'll just take the long way around. I could use a nice walk.
It looks like I'll go for a nice run as well. I've got to go all the way around there. Okay, meet you around there.
Truth be told, this is one of the most relaxing diplomatic missions I've had in quite some time.
Walker, we need to talk. Bright moons shine upon us, Walker. Before you arrived, I did some sniffing. A scent like the one that lingers on that axe you found. It's inside the Coin Lord's old fort. I'd bet Zaji's left ear that it's Prince Ernskar.
Any ideas on how we get inside?
Queen Irene suggests subterfuge. They seek the nobles. Let's give them one.
You're suggesting we hand over one of the Alliance leaders?
In a word, yes. Pretend Emmerich is your prisoner. Escort him to the front gate and wait for them to let you in. Meanwhile, the Queen and I will await your signal. After we free Ernskar, we'll find a place to signal the rescue ship.
As long as the High King agrees, that could work.
The High King most definitely, agrees. Lead on, my foul captor.
Come, Casca.
Go on then.
Let's see how much trouble we can get into.
If you insist.
They captured one of the nobles. You, bring that prisoner inside at once. Sentry, unlock the gate.
Think you might regret that, Sunshine.
I'll draw the serpents out. Be ready.
Hands off, you bastard!
That's one of the nobles Tishchi wants.
High
Unlock
King
the gate.
Emmerich
Grab
is
it.
no one's prisoner.
Steady, my friend.
Attack!
That was a bit of a warm-up.
Well done. Casca and I will cause a distraction. Go find Prince Ernskar.
Dead next breath.
I'm still here. Thanks for asking.
Can I assume this is a rescue?
Well, we found him, Prince Ernskar.
I am Prince Ernskar, heir to the throne of Windhelm and Skyrim. Since you don't appear to be one of these green serpent bastards, can I assume you're a friend?
I'm here with High King Emmerich and Queen Irene. We came to rescue you.
So all three Alliance delegates still live? Good. As soon as I came ashore, I was set upon by the serpents. I made the bastards pay. But even the son of Uren, the Skull King, can't fight an entire prison gang on his own. There were too many of them.
Well, here's your father's axe. Come on, once we reach the shore, I can signal the ship to pick us up.
Sungir, axe of the Skull King. Ah, it feels good to cradle you in my arms again, you powerful blade. But we can't go yet. The Serpent said that something called the Ascendant Order is behind us. Their leaders, the Lord and Magus, are here.
Now's not the time, Prince Ernskar. We need to get you and the others to High Isle.
And we will, after we deal with the Ascendant Order leaders. Emmerich would agree, and so would Irene. Come, friend. We can deal with these traitors in one fell swoop.
Alright, I'm with you. Let's deal with the Ascendant Order leaders.
With Sungir once more in hand, I feel better already. Let's find this Ascendant Lord and his Magus. I want to show them what it means to attack a Nord warrior.
Why isn't your father attending the peace talks?
Someone was going to ask that eventually. Publicly, Uren wants me to step up. The Pact is a sprawling alliance facing threats from all sides. The Skull King has many responsibilities. This is his way to finally allow me to share his burdens.
And privately?
Privately? The old goat is someone warming his bed at night, and refuses to stray too far from home. She's a lovely Riften lass, Brunhilde. My father's never been happier. He was only too eager to let me travel in his stead and represent the Pact.
After all this, do you still plan to participate in the peace talks?
Hope is for poets, like my father. I am a warrior. One does not shy from battle at the first sign of danger. Even if nothing is gained from these conversations, Emmerich, Irene, and I shall be the ones who decide when to quit the field.
Tell me about yourself, Prince Ernskar.
Curious about the Prince of Windhelm, are you? What do you want to know? I have nothing to hide.
Do you and your father get along?
A personal question. My relationship with the Skull King is complex. He loves the chance to teach lessons, to pass on his tales. But he is still disappointed that I can't sing, forever denying him that father-son duet he's always dreamed of.
And what did you do before you took up your role as prince?
My role? I've been a prince my entire life. My youth was not unlike yours, I imagine. I hunted, I fought, and I learned my lessons. I bathed in the frigid waterfalls that crash from the high peaks, and wrestled with wolves for sport. The usual.
Alright, and how was the Ebonheart Pact formed?
You don't know the story? How our three disparate peoples came together to repel the Akaviri invaders? I haven't always thought so, but I believe the Nords, the Dark Elves, and the Argonians are truly stronger together. I've seen it firsthand.
Cool. Come on, let's go.
It feels good to be armed again.
We got some more
I've missed
fighting
you
to do.
yeah.
I'll get Irene and Casca. We'll wait for your signal.
Okay. Not going that way.
There. Let's listen in.
We will have your missing nobles by day's end, my lord.
See that you do. Magus, summon the Order. We meet on High Isle on the morrow.
Enough! Get down there!
My liege, we must go.
Well, they keep coming, didn't they?
Right, don't cry for mummy.
I won't allow you to escape.
Squire carried by. Okay, so this is one of the normal grunts.
Find a way outside so you can signal the ship. I need a moment. Guess I'm not as recovered as I thought. Can't see the ocean. That's a good place to use your signal.
Let's send up the signal player.
Shore's boat. Let's see that light all the way back in Wildhelm. Let's get to the dock.
What do I do? Just jump off? No. Doesn't look good, does it? Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
Green serpents! Attack!
Take him out one at a time.
Here you!
They help Mary out.
ship can reach us through this storm.
This Jew's a little bit tougher, wasn't he? They've got to defend Queen Irene.
Waves and storms. Heed my call and still your fury.
Whoa.
It's working!
I don't believe it. She actually did it.
Onto the ship, quickly.
Okay, let's get out of here then.
We got them all, even Casca! Friend, give the word and Zaji will have you back at Mandrake Manor before you know it.
A daring rescue, a clean escape. Well done, my friend. I can't wait to tell Queen Maria all about it.
What were you up to while Prince Ernskar and I tried to stop the Ascendant Lord and the Magus?
I kept busy, if that's what you're asking. We made our way around the fort and kept the bulk of the Serpent's forces occupied. Casca was a real champion. She cut down 3 ruffians for every one that Irene or I dealt with.
Why do you think the Ascendant Order tried to stop you from reaching the peace talks?
For all their rhetoric, it's clear that the Ascendant Order doesn't want the war in Cyrodiil to end, at least not with one of us on the throne. They're the worst kind of evil, a malicious greed masquerading as a benevolent purpose.
The Ascended Magus and his lord are cowards. Neither would stand and fight. They call themselves knights? Hardly. At least we heard their plans. A meeting on High Isle, we heard the Ascendant Lord say.
We need to return to Mandrake Manor and inform Lady Arabelle.
Of course. But you must tell her what I learned while I was a captive. The Ascended Order is behind all this, and they are led by the Ascended Lord and his Magus.
Well, we kind of knew that already.
Truly? Well, you did not know that they were planning a big meeting on High Isle until we heard the Ascended Lord say it, so that's something. And did you know the Lord planned to kill us as soon as the Green Serpents delivered us to him?
You're sure the Ascendant Order wants you all dead?
As sure as we made it onto this ship alive. They want to make a show of it. You could hear it in their voices. This Magus, this Lord, they hunger for power. And the death of 3 Alliance leaders would be quite a start to their feast.
I think you're right there.
As depressing as it sounds, that's the most fun I've had in months. To be honest, I wasn't sure the ritual would work. If it hadn't, let's assume Zaji could have navigated through the storm and reached us anyway. Yeah, let's go with that.
I like your positivity. Did you have any trouble reaching the dock?
Between Emmerich and I, the green serpents scattered like leaves in a strong breeze. And thanks to Casca's formidable presence, the rest were quick to abandon their posts. I made sure to hold off on the ritual until I saw the signal flare.
Do you think we'll have more trouble with the Ascendant Order?
Absolutely. They raised a storm and sank 3 ships to try to kill us. As long as their leaders live, there's no reason to expect them to just surrender. At least Emmerich, Ernskar, and I still draw breath. Thanks to you.
You're welcome. Now let's get out of here. Why can't I do that?
Ah, nice to be back in the city. Lady Arabelle wants you back at Mandrake Manor, friend. I'll see you there.
Walker, Lady Arabelle wants to see you in the courtyard, out back.
Well, here comes our hero now. Well done, my dear.
Excellent. Who wants a drink? The Prince of Windhelm is buying.
Hold fast there, lad. We're safe for now, but the battle's just begun.
Good work finding the Alliance leaders and getting them off Amenos safely. I'm quite proud of you, my dear. Lord Bacaro and I will spirit them to a more secure location shortly. Then we can turn our attention back to the Ascendant Order.
The Ascendant Order plans to hold a large gathering somewhere on High Isle.
So Prince Ernskar told me. We'll get to that. First, you need to rest, and I need to make sure our royal guests remain safe. For now, take this. As long as I can count on you, there's more where that came from.
Ooh, DSG's hunting bow, two-handed primal, and 416 gold.
Thanks to you, the royals have finally reached High Isle. While the Ascendant Order has lost their prizes, they remain a threat. Once the Ascendant Lord and his Magus learn the Alliance leaders are here, they will stop at nothing to reach them.
And again, that is all for the next episode.
We have more work to do.
So this is the end of the fourth episode of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, appreciate if you gave my video a like. I would also appreciate if you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until the next episodes, where we're gonna, I don't know what we're gonna do yet. Lady Arabelle needs to give me some direction. So until next episode, look after yourselves and take care. See you soon. Bye bye.